Hi, good morning all. Welcome to today's basic web designing course. We are introducing Mr. Neeraj Ipe, an young, vibrant software developer. Few things about him. He was the chairman of IEEE John Cox Memorial, SCI Institute of Technology, also team leader of WITSAT 2.7.0 and student partner of Inshallah. He was the campus ambassador of EDC IIT Delhi and Quark BATS Pilani Goe, and co-leader of IEEE Computer Society India 2. At present, he is the associate software developer US Global Trivandrum. So, welcome you, sir, and over to you.
Yeah, hi everyone. As just introduced, my name is Neeraj, and just a small correction, it's not Neeraj Ipe, it's Neeraj Ipe. So we'll be going through the basics of web development here, and I would like if this was an interactive session rather than a one-side session. Am I being audible, guys? Yeah, okay. So we'll be going through the basics, very basics. So if anyone from the audience could speak up and let me know where you stand on web development. Are you a total, a fresher to the topic, or do you know, the very basics? So where do you stand? I just want to know where we are at. Is someone saying something? Hello? Yeah, okay, yeah, I think I'm getting the comments here. Okay, yeah. WordPress, PHP. Okay. So yeah, are all of you here Malayalis or anybody that does not understand Malayalam? Yeah, guys, please speak up because we don't have much time. So we'll need to go to the session right away. Okay, so I take it everyone's a fresher here. So we'll just go ahead with the basics of HTML. We'll start from the basics. We'll try to build up to a small portfolio website. We'll see what we can do. Okay. And please do interrupt me in between. Just ping up a message or just unmute yourself and go ahead. If you have any doubts, do clear it now itself. And one more thing I would like to add is that okay, so one more thing that I would like to add is that if it would be great if you guys can, code along with me, because you'll have a hands-on experience on, how to handle things. So yeah, going into the topic. Yeah, I'll share my screen right now. Yeah, okay. So I think everyone can see my screen, right? Okay. So what we'll do is I've prepared a small structure for you guys. So first off, we'll be starting off with the basic tags that are in HTML, and then we'll continue to build on that. Okay. Yep. So yeah. So HTML, you all know the full form of HTML, right? Hypertext Markup Language. So it has a small format. Everything in HTML is inside tags, and even the HTML words inside the tag. I hope this font is legible for everyone. Is it? No, yeah, okay. So, okay, I'll just, uh-huh. Yeah, I think I'll, okay, is this fine now? Yeah, I hope this is legible. Okay, yeah, okay, thank you, Riaz. Okay, yeah. So this is the basic structure. You start with an HTML tag. This doc type HTML is not necessary that you write it. It just indicates what the document type is. So this is what a tag looks like. Okay. So HTML and the HTML closing tag. Inside that, everything else would come. So of course, yeah. So after the HTML tag comes the head tag. So what do you write in the head tag? Okay, so you've probably seen when we open a new tab, something like a new tab comes on top of that, right? I'll just show you, yeah. Something like this, new tab, right? This is what the title refers to. So that is what we are giving here. Whatever we give inside the title tag, that will be depicted there in the new tab section. Okay, so coming to the body. And of course, we have to close the head. Inside the head, there are some other tags like advanced tags like meta tags, etc., that we use for SEO, that is search engine optimization. Let's not go too deep into that right now. So, yeah, that's about the head tag. And starting next is the body tag. So the body tag is whatever the body of the website consists of, and there is like pretty much everything we write inside the body. The content of the website we write inside the body. So yeah, and these are some of the heading tags. Those are H1 to H6. The H1 is the biggest one, and the H6 is the smallest one. So, yeah, and then there is the P tag. This P tag, as you can see, is used to make paragraphs. Yeah, to the next line or whatever you call it. And then we have the I tag. I tag is used to represent the text in italics. And next up, we have the B tag. You could have guessed it, the bold tag. Okay. So then we have the hyperlink. So hyperlink is like, you have a small link to a text and it redirects to another website, to another page. That is what hyperlink is all about. A href equal to, you can specify the location here and it will go to that particular location. So this is the hyperlink. And yeah, I'll just show you how this looks like on a browser. Okay. Is someone saying something? Yeah. Okay. Please do drop a message because I could not hear you properly if somebody was speaking up. Okay. Yeah. So I told you that the title comes upon this, this new tab thing. So tag illustration was the title I used here, right? So tag illustration is the title I used here, and yeah, so tag illustration came up here. So I gave like 6 headings. I told you H1 is the biggest and H6 is the smallest. So that is what this is. This is a heading. This is a heading. And yeah, and then I wrote 2 P tags, right? That is what this is a paragraph. This is a paragraph. So yeah, that's about the till P tag. And then we have the italics, the I tag, and the B tag. Okay, so I told you about the hyperlink, right? Href, we wrote something like href hash. Instead of hash, you give whatever link you like and it will redirect to that particular link. That is what the href tag does, or it is called as the anchor tag. So this is how it is written. Mm. You enclose the tag, outside the text. So if you want this text to be the hyperlink, you enclose this text inside the anchor tag. So, and that becomes the hyperlink. Next, we have list. So there are two kinds of lists. There is an ordered list and ordered list. As you would have guessed, an list is something like, without any particular order or something like that. It's just bullets and all. And if you use ordered list, stuff like 1, 2, 3 comes in. So this is the UL tag. I think someone is not on mute. Could you just go on mute? Uh, yeah, okay. So this is the unordered list. So each item in the unordered list is known as a list item or LI. So this is how we write a list. So LI, first item 1, item 2, item 3, and etc. So this is how it would look in an HTML page. Yeah. List item 1, list item 2, and list item 3. So this is how it would look in the browser. So next we have something like a horizontal rule, or we call the HR tag. I've told you that most of the tags or all of the tags will have an opening and a closing, right? If P has an opening here, it should close with a /P out there, right? HTML tag is also the same, body tag same, but some tags need not be closed. One of the examples is the HR tag or the horizontal rule. This, what it does is it simply draws a line, a horizontal line in the website. So this is what the horizontal rule is. I believe you can see a small line before the image. This is the horizontal rule. Then we have something called the image tag to insert the image into the website. So the image tag starts with this tag also does not need any closing or anything of the sort. So this is the image tag, and img src equal to img source equal to this particular we give the location of the image here. The thing is, the location is taken from the root. If your HTML page is in on the desktop, your path will be like just one.jpg. My path is resources/1jpg because I'll show you. Here is my index page, here's my resources folder, and here's my image. So that's why I had to give resources/1.jpg. If the image had been outside, it would have been 1.jpg. Okay. I hope everyone is clear with the first tag introduction section, right? This is how the image should look. Uh, Guys, is everyone clear on the tags? Guys, I need a response because I wouldn't know if you're clear or not. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the response. Okay. So we'll be going to the next uh, section. That is we'll try to build a small sign up form. Sign up form in the sense we are just, getting familiarized with the forms. That's all. Forms in the meaning that we've all seen the sign up form or the login form. Login is also a form. So we will be looking into that forms right now. Okay. So I'll just go in and drag it up here. Okay. So yeah, this is all the other basic tags, HTML, head, title, other everything, So H1, as you know it's a heading tag. Okay. So what we are going to do is there are a lot of form, fields. There are a lot of form attributes. We'll be learning some of the form attributes here. Okay. So in HTML, when earlier how it was like, there used to be only one kind of a field, like text field, something like that, and then we used to use JavaScript to validate all these things. So when HTML5 came into the picture, there came new stuff like example, for email ID. Earlier we used to use something like input type equal to text. Now it's changed. Yeah, I'll show you all the demo, and we'll go ahead with it. Okay, so we'll be mostly talking about forms up here. Okay, the first thing I want you to know is that basically the forms are used to take data from the user and submit it to the server. Yeah. So I've not, like, included submitting part and the server part and all. This is just the UI part. Okay. Okay. So going into detailed, so we all know that first name would normally be a text field, right? So this is what decides the input type equal to text, is what decides what kind of a field it should be. If you give text, it will be a text field. You can give something like input type equal to radio. If you give radio, you'll have a radio button. Yeah, we'll look into that later. So this is what decides what the field should be. So here the input type is text. So what we meant by that is we need a text field. That's all. So yeah, let's see that in a browser. Okay, so this is my text field. I got my text first name text field. Good. And then next I have my last name. That is all. Yeah, the other two attributes, name and ID. We have, I told you about this input type equal to text. And yeah, of course, this input tag does not require a closing. Usually in professional works, you can see something like this. That is also fine, just in the case that it ends there. Even if not, it will work. Okay, so the name and ID. Okay, so usually what we where we use this name and ID is, I told you that what we usually use these forms are for data submission, taking the data from the user and submitting it to the server. So we'll need, like, each text field will hold different data, right? The first text field, I'll show you, right? The first text field will hold the name, first name. The second one will hold the last name. Third one will hold the email ID. So different text fields will hold different data. So we need to be able to differentiate them, right? So that's why we use something called the name and ID. Okay, we can we can get the data from the particular field using the name and ID. It's your choice. You can like include just the name or just the ID, and you can get it from there using you can use PHP, you can use JavaScript. A lot of options are there. Okay, so this is basically what a text field looks like. So input type equals text. Yeah, and then I told you something. In HTML5, there came a lot of new input types like number or email, a lot of stuff like that. So earlier, what we used to do is, right, like if we used to simply for email ID, we used to simply like uh, put as input type equal to text, name equal to something something, and ID equal to something. And then we used to validate it using JavaScript. We used to call a particular function when the submit goes on, and we used to check if it is a valid email ID, etc. That's how we used to do it. So but then in HTML5, something called input type equal to email. Sorry. So what this does is, I'll show you. Yeah, so email ID, I'm putting up something like this. Okay, and if I'm submitting, actually this won't work because not put it inside a form. So if we are putting it inside a form, this will work because let me see if I can put it up inside a form for you. Just a second. I'll tell you what this form is at a later point of time. Uh, see, yeah, okay, it is not submitting. It's okay. It's okay. Fine. So what basically what we what we try to achieve here is not was it mail? Let's see. Yeah, okay, now mind it. So what I meant to convey is that we have a lot of stuff like that we can now customize with HTML5. not working, maybe some other reason. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So we have a lot of options like that. Input type equal to text is for text field. Input type is equal to mail. You can use for your mail IDs. Input type equal to password. Yeah, for a password field, that is what is used. Okay. I just got a question here. Do we need to use IDs for all the fields? Yeah, that is what I was just telling. During form submission, we need to get the data of each of the each of the text fields separately. So it is not mandatory that you have ID in particular. You can have name or ID, but one of them should be there so that we can distinguish from which field is which and take the data. So either name or ID is a must. Both? No need of putting both. Whatever you use, just put that. That's all. Hope I answered your question. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ashwati. Okay. So yeah. So about the password field, you know what the password field is. When we type in, we should not be able to see the password. So that is what this is. Yeah, that is what this does. So you can't see what you type. And yeah. So what is form? Is it form? Okay. Yeah. So um. Oh, thank you there. I misspelled that. Okay, yeah, someone just corrected me. Thank you. It was not from, it is from FORM. It is not FROM, it is FORM. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'll just see. Yeah, okay, fine. It went through. Okay. Whatever, maybe checking something. Okay. Yeah, let it be. Okay, yeah, that is correct. Whoever corrected me, thank you for that. It is not FROM, it is FORM. Yeah, we use this form tag when we have data to send to the server. We put something like form action equal to a particular something action equal to we can put a function here, we can put a page name here, stuff like that, and then we have an option called method. Method is like we have two methods, get and post, to send servers. I mean, like to send data to servers. So these are the two methods that we use. So that's all about form. Yeah. Okay. So coming back to this, what to say, other fields. So yeah. So we have this the other field called, yeah, there is one. I put the mobile number as input type equal to text here, right? I think we have an option called like number, input type equal to number, which will only allow us to input the numbers. Let's see if that works. Okay, so yeah, I'm now typing something, but you know that it won't be, yeah, it just doesn't allow me to enter alphabets, but it allows me to either use that, or I can enter numbers here, and using certain attributes, I can restrict the number of numbers that can be inputted. So that is one of the input types, input type equal to number. And then this input type equal to email, input type equal to number, stuff like that came only in HTML5. Earlier it was not there. Yeah, so we used to have validations in JavaScript and all. So yeah, okay. So the next type I'm going to talk about is the radio types. You've probably seen that thing which you can only select one of those things, right? Yeah, that is the radio button. So the radio button is like either one you can select, when we choose male or female, something like that, gender and all, we use the radio button. So input type equal to radio will give you the radio button. Okay. Yeah. And then we have, yeah, just one thing I just want to stress here. In all the other input types, I never specified something called value, right? I didn't specify anything called value there. That is because all these other types, you enter data into that field, but up here, it's just a round, and when you are sending data to server, you just need to check if it is checked or not, and you don't know which value it is coming, right? So that is why you provide here. The value should not be radio. The value should be male and male and female, right? That is why there is an attribute called value here. Okay. So we have gone through the radio button. Next we have something called the drop down. Drop down, we generally see like a lot of options. We nowadays we have an here I used this drop down menu for selecting the date of birth, but no one uses the drop down as a date of birth now. It's a stack something called date, which will actually, and there is a JavaScript library called just date picker. You just import that and put it in your form. It will work as a piece of cake. So that is how it is done now. But yeah, just to give you an idea, this is how we do a drop down. This is how you make a drop down. So it is like select, and inside the select tag, you provide all the options. That's it. I'll show you. Okay. This is, yeah. So I've put up to 20. So you can see up to 20. Here I put up to December, and here also the same. So yeah, the select tag, that is what like decides the drop down. And yeah, one thing that I missed to put here is, here also we can use something called name, or like name and ID or whatever you want. And here too, the value need not be specified, but if you have something like, if one comes and you want the server to have something like, you know ONE, then you can have the value equal to ONE, and the value will be sent to the server as ONE and not one. Okay. So yeah, you can do customizations like these in most of the tags here. Okay, and then we all know about the I agree checkbox thing, where we can select multiple stuff and all. Yeah, that is what is here. Input type equal to checkbox, like name and ID. Yeah, that's all same. And then yeah, something like the button. Earlier on, we used to have something like, yeah, input type equal to submit. That's how we used to do it. Input type equal to submit, name equal to button. Yeah. What we do is, there are two types of is it necessary to close the option tag? Yes, it is. I just got a question asking if it is necessary to close an option tag. Yes, it is necessary to close an option tag. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, input type equal to button. So we have something like input type equal to button. We have something type input type equal to submit. The submit and button are different are is like, a submit button submits the form to server. Normal button just stays there as a button. Yeah, when we are going into CSS, we'll see how, like, yeah, I'm not including that, but yeah, okay. So when we go into CSS, we can customize the button and all. That's talk for later stuff. And then nowadays, what we use is something called, I think it's called button. Yeah, button in HTML5. There something came up as button. I think value equal to new button. Let's see what comes up here. Yeah, okay. If button, but with nothing in between it. Yeah. Okay. Let's see how this looks. Yeah. So after in HTML5 and all, we have a tag called the normal tag called button, and this button will same it can perform the same functionalities of the input type equal to submit. So nowadays, no one uses. I don't think anyone uses input type equal to submit. Everyone uses button tag. Yeah. So are we clear on the forms tag? Anything that you want to ask? Any doubts you have? Anything at all? guys? Do you have any doubts, guys? Just can you explain form tag once more? Sure. Okay. Form tag. Mhm. Yeah. So, yeah, all the data that we have inside these text fields, we have the radio button, we have the date of birth, all those stuff like that. We have all these data, but all of this needs to be sent to the server. Yeah, that's the point of doing all this, right? So, what we need to do is put the whole of the whole of the all input tags, everything inside a form. You can see that the form starts here at line 8 and ends after all these input tags, everything are closed at line 118. And what this form does is this form takes the data from all these text fields, radio buttons, all those input types, and then sends it to the server. And form has multiple attributes. Okay, so one of the attributes is action. If you have something like, form action equal to send data um, .php. So what this will do is on up when you click submit, this your this your form will search for something called this what to say. Just a second. Yeah, okay. Your form will search for something called send data.php. Okay, so when you give form action equal to send data.php, what it will do is it will take all the data and it will send to the send data.php and it will try to find that file. That's why when I click sign up now, your file not was not found because you can, as you can see in the URL, it when searching for send data.php. You can see it right here, correct? Okay, that is what happened there. Okay, so and the next attribute that form has is post, like method. Sorry, method. The method can be get or post. Okay, in post, your whole data is directly sent, and in get, your data is sent through the URL. That is a difference of get and post method. So that is what the form tag does. Am I clear to you, guys? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Can we move to the next section? Is everyone clear on all these? Okay. Okay. Sure. So then we'll be moving on to the next section. Let's just see here. Uh, yeah. Thank you for that. Okay. Okay, so what we'll be looking into next is we will learn a bit of HTML, the basic tags at least. So now we'll look into CSS. So what is CSS? CSS is cascading style sheets, full form. So what it does is, what HTML actually does? HTML actually only provides the structure for the HTML document, but it does not provide, styling effects, stuff like. So all those fundas and all those effects are brought in by the CSS. Styling to the web page, yeah. Nancy Nasir, thank you. Yeah, that is what CSS does. It styles the website. That is what CSS does. So let's take a small look at what we have here. That is, just leave out the CSS for now. We'll take a look at the HTML. So yeah, so how would this thing look? I've just without the CSS. Just let's take a look at this without the CSS. You all know what all these tags are. Just leave out this tag. I'll come to this whatever this is later. Okay. So all the other tags, I hope you are familiar with everything. H1 tag, you know what it is. you know what the P tag does, you know what the B tag does, you know what the OLULIL, everything does. Okay. So let's take a look at how it looks on our web page. Okay, it looks, you know, pretty much similar to the page which I showed you, except the image is not there, right? Okay, so let's see, let's, you know, put up some CSS into it. Okay, so coming to CSS. Okay, in CSS, it's all about property and value. Okay, so what you're going to do is, uh, these are all inbuilt tags. The body is an inbuilt tag, right? The body, the paragraph, the H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6 are, all of these are inbuilt tags. These are not custom tags made by us. It is already there and provided by, you know, the all the browsers can read it. So what we are going to do is we are going to set a property and their value inside the CSS. So what you need to do is just simply open open up, you know, open a notepad, type in like body, opening braces. What it does, opening braces, closing braces. What it does is it is going to specify the styles for the body. The body meaning this particular tag. That is what it means. Okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to put a, you know, a background image. There are a lot of properties. So properties you'll have to learn on your own. I can just give you the idea, and like Baki all you will have to do it yourself. Yeah. So this is pretty much it. Background image is simply background image, background hyphen image, and hyphen URL, and you can provide the URL here. Of course, you can do the same, the body tag inside the document, but it is always, you know, preferred that you do it in a separate document. That is the standard way of doing things. Okay. So next what we have is the P tag. So the P tag is here. This is the P tag, right? So we can, if we provide a property called color, do you know what it changes? It simply changes the text color. Okay. And if you give background color, it will change the background of that particular P. Okay. And I'll show you how it looks like. And then we have something called font family. Font family is like, if first it will go for the Lucia Grande, and then, you know, all the other fonts if it is available in the browser. Okay, some browsers, some fonts are not available. That's why we used to provide font families earlier on. Now we use font only. And if even you can specify a single font in the font family also, that is also fine. Okay. Uh, yeah. So CSS guys, are you a bit, you know, are you guys able to catch up with CSS? Got the basic syntax of CSS? Yeah, please do please do tell me if you are not following. Okay. Yeah, okay. So Anand, okay, thank you, Anand. Okay, so this is a basic syntax for CSS. So we'll be working with CSS and we'll see how we can link. This is a separate file, right? Style.css. How do we link that style.css with our HTML document? That is what we are going to look at. Okay. So yeah, here we have the link tag. Okay, so all the CSS, like some of the JavaScript, all these things that need to be loaded during when the website is, you know, when the web during the initial stages, we'll specify everything in the head tag. All of those things will specify in the head tag. Yeah, let's just leave this meta tag out for now because you're not known the meta tag, right? Okay, yeah. So this is pretty much it, right? So um, everything, the CSS, the JavaScript that need to be loaded at start time, everything will be provided inside the head, and this is how you link a CSS. So the tag is link href equal to, this is where you provide the path. If your the CSS is in the root path, you give you simply can type in the name and it will take the CSS. If you are inside a particular folder, then you can give the folder name slash style CSS and it will read it. And rel is relation, it's a style sheet, type equal to text bar CSS. We are using a text bar CSS thing. So that is how we, import a CSS into an HTML document. Let's see what happens after we apply the CSS. Yeah, that is like pretty amazing, right? The thing is, like, we just put in some lines of CSS and the whole thing changed, right? It's not good looking and my color combinations are worse, but yeah, I think it's better, right? Like, it's better than having a structure, like not just a structure, some style to it, right? So this is what CSS can do. I hope you guys have caught up with this. I hope you guys are clear with this. Are we good? Are we good with this? Okay. Then, well, I told you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. The background color, the P background will color will contain something like you can provide directly color names, or you can go for the palettes, or you can specify the hex. It is all up to you. So yeah, this is the color we provided. So look at so wherever I use P, I will have this color. And you can see that this was not the normal writing that we had initially, right? That is the effect of this, yeah, font family impact. It is using the font impact and the font weight meaning, I think, the thickness or something. That is, I've specified it to 10 pixel. You can specify it to different pixels and see the effect. So this is what the outline of CSS is. Is everyone clear on CSS? Then we can move on to something a bit more interesting. Guys, are we good to go? Okay. Okay, great. So let's move on to the, yeah, okay. Okay, thanks for the response. I wouldn't know if, okay. Font weight ranges from 1000 to 600. Pardon, I didn't quite get your question. Uh, Font weight is from 100 to 1000. What was the question? I didn't quite understand. Okay. Weight is not specified in pixels. Yeah. Okay. Weight is not specified in pixels. Are you sure? Weight is not specified in pixels. Huh? Yeah, I think someone just corrected me with, that weight is not specified in pixels. We'll just try it out. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll just see. Yeah, okay, yeah. Who was it? Can you just message me again so that I can see who just corrected me? Uh, Jainath, was it? I don't remember. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. Janajit, okay, Janajit. Okay, thank you, Janajit. Okay, so we have a small correction here. I'm not a great CSS guy, and thank you for that correction. The range of font weight is not specified in pixels, and it is from 100 to 1000, right? Thank you for that correction. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, so yeah, great. So moving on, we'll have the how to make a small menus. So we have I think, yeah, so what we call these menus is nav bars or something like that. So we'll just you know dig into that. Okay, yeah, I've applied a bit of CSS and all that, I think. Let's just see. Hmm. Okay, yeah, so this is it. So basically, what we are doing here is we are trying to make something like this. We are trying to make a vertical menu, not a horizontal one, vertical menu. So yeah, we've learned about the UL tag, right? Unordered list tag. So we can use this to, yeah. Nowadays we have something like the Nav bar, which will help us to, just a second. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Nowadays we have something called as the nav bar to help us, make menus. But earlier on, this is how we used to do it. And if you look at the templates that we have nowadays, they are still working on, except the bootstrap ones, they are still working on the UL and LI tags and stuff like that. So yeah, this is how you do it. Without this. I'll show you how it is without the CSS and with the CSS, I guess. Okay. So basically, what you do inside the HTML is you simply put in UL and the LI tags and whatever menu name you want to give in, and I'll show you how it looks like without the CSS. Okay, so it basically looks like this, right? Yeah. So the basic outline and the basic look is this, and when you apply the CSS, it becomes, superb. I think not superb, but yeah, okay. It behaves more like a menu rather than something else. So yeah, okay. So what we are going to do is I've provided some. I believe you can understand what this is. I provided some font family. I've provided the color for the body, no particular reason. Yeah, the background image, given one background image to it. And yeah, inside the UL, that is what we need to style, right? So we are giving something, all these margin padding. Yeah, margin simply refers to the, the distance from the particular margin that we are specifying. We can give margin top, margin bottom, margin left, margin right. If you give 0, it will just take the default. Padding also, if you can see, like it's like the small distance between these two tags that we define in the padding. That is what padding is. And the width is like, the width of the UL is the, the horizontal distance, that this small distance, that is what the that menu covers. That is what we specify in the width. You can specify it in pixels and also in percentage. Yeah. So that's the width and the background color. Background color, you can see that I've provided it with white. I've provided it with white, off white, and the border color. Borders, I gave the border as 1 pixel, which is, you can see a small outline. Yeah, I think because of the background image, you can see it. There's a small border here with 1 pixel thickness, and color as a small slight grayish color. So that is the styling I have provided for the UL. Yeah. And then the next thing is we have something like, cascading. The style sheet is cascading, right? So it is like an iteration. We can have inner iterations of things. So this is like, I use LIA. So what it does is it provides the style for LI as well as A. LI is the list item and A is the anchor tag. So what it does is, yeah, if this display block, this is what decides that it should, remain in a like blocks. Without that CSS, we saw how it was, right? With just, no blocks covering it, nothing like that. This is what gives that block like design to it, the display block CSS property. And the color I've given is, you can, as you can see, what if we simply specify color, it will take the font color is specified. If you simply, that is black, as you can see, menu 1, menu 2, menu 3, all those are blacks. Padding is like I told you, the distance between that particular XY coordinates. That's what we can specify. All the padding from top, bottom, left, right, everything we can specify. I just specified the two paddings, 8, 10, 16. You can give whatever you want. It's fine. Yeah. And then we have something called text decoration. Text decoration is like, if we want to have some text decoration, like we have underline, overline, stuff like that. That is what text decoration property does. And then we have something called, it is an inbuilt function, hover. That is the all these things are specified inside an a, right? An anchor tag. So anchor tag has the property called hover. So what it does is, we can, if we write properties inside the hover, what it does is, you can see that all these are camel case letters. The first is capital, the others are all small. So when I hover over it, the color changes, plus everything becomes capital, right? Yeah, that is actually specified in a hover. What I did is, text transform uppercase, you can give uppercase to lowercase, underline, overline, anything you can give. Background color, if you specify, you can see that it is some kind of off white. If I hover over it, it becomes gray, some of some kind, that is this color. And one other thing is, like, I've specified the color as white. The earlier the color was black. When I hover over it, the background color becomes gray and the text font color becomes white. That is what this a hover does. Okay. Then I would provided a small, text alignment stuff for the li specifically, so that it becomes into the center, and the bottom border also I've specified. That's all. Yeah, okay. This is what it takes to make a menu like this. So that is about making a menu. Is everyone clear on the menu part, guys? Do I need to go a little slower? Mm, okay, is everyone with me here? Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, okay, fine. Then I'll just go ahead with the next one then. Okay. Yeah, okay. So what we have next is um, horizontal horizontal navigation bar. What we saw is a vertical one, right? So we'll be having a small horizontal navigation bar for this one. Okay, so let's just see what we have in store here. Yeah, okay. So yeah, um, we are all familiar with the tags that are in here, right? All the tags we are familiar, right? The uh, normal UL is there, LI is there, Baki all is like just, yeah. Okay. So our menu is here, but I just needed to put some content in there. That's why I placed some of the content here, IEO and a horizontal rule, a paragraph, and I close the body. That's about it, right? So, and I've included a style sheet too. So let's dig into the style sheet. The style sheet is what makes the look and feel of whatever it is. I'll show you how this will look on a browser with the style sheet. Okay. So this is how it would look with a style sheet. So we are talking about horizontal menu, right? So yeah, this is your horizontal menu. So you can imagine how this effects come, right? The how it changes its color to green, and how the letter changes, that a dot hover CSS property which we were talking about. Okay. And then yeah, that is pretty much it. Okay, so let's dig into the style sheet part. Okay, this is just me providing, the font family, the color, the background image, stuff like that. Yeah. So this here is what is important. So we're providing the UL style list type equal to none. This list type equal to none will specify, yeah, if you give it as none, it will the that is what makes the uh, you know the bar, the navigation bar, horizontal. Plus the, if you can see, put something called overflow equal to hidden. What it does is, if I remove the tag, like the overflow is like, it's like, okay, what, yeah, you can see that after the about the, it totally is, if you, yeah, there's compatibility issues when you actually access from different devices. So if you hide the overflow, it's like the access part, all of it is hidden. That is what overflow hidden does. And yeah, to actually there is a particular problem, that is when you actually scroll down, the menu bar should come along with it, right? So that is why we've given position equal to fixed. That will float the nav bar even when you are scrolling down. Okay. And then I've provided the top 0 and the width equal to 100%. So width equal to 100%. I told you that we can provide the width in either in pixels or in percentage. And here I have provided in percentage. That's all. Yeah. Okay. So float li equal to left. So float li equal to left. What it does is this. Just take the HTML out of it. Just a second. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what it did is like, uh, when all the other LIs are in the left, right? So that came into picture when I gave float left. So all the LIs are in the left, but did you notice that one LI that is about is in the right? Okay, so what I did to make that into the right is I went into the HTML. This is not specified. This is not the standard way to do it, but you can do it like this also. I went inside the li tag, gave style equal to float right. So what will that do? What it did is all the other list li items are on the left, but only the about is on the right. So we've got that stuff right. Okay. So then this, what this is normal, simply the same thing as that was in the previous one. We give LIA display block color white, text align center, we give some padding, some stuff like that. And when we hover, we change the color to green, and text transform, we transform it to uppercase. And for the paragraphs, we've given the black color. For the other text, as you can see, this is uh, whatever is, this is inside an h2, right? As you can see, the first text is inside an h2 and the others are inside p. So that is why, and the things that are inside h2, let's just see for css here. Yeah, things that are here, p, everything is black, right? For h2, it took the default color of the body. That is why the color is like this. So yeah. Okay, so this is how you design a horizontal navigation bar. Okay, so are we clear with this? Are we clear, guys? Can we move on? Guys, can I get a response? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, then we'll be moving on to the next. Okay, so guys, I just wanted to remind you one thing. So I told you in the beginning of the session that it would be great if you guys can do along with me. Yeah. And what I want to specify is at the end of the, at the end of this particular meet. So what we'll be doing is, yeah. So I'll just be uh, doing a small free giveaway. That is, I'll reveal what the giveaway is only, after the meet is over. So whoever, completes at least 5 or 6 of these, I'll be sure to have a giveaway for you guys. Don't worry. So, guys, if you are doing, mm, mm, your some Yeah. How we can write our own custom tags and the class and everything comes in. Uh, let's just simple. I have this image container hash image container opening braces closing braces, and you can give whatever whatever style you are going to give inside that. So let's see what this will do for us. Okay, and you can see, as you can see, for the content one is the first div, content two is the second div, and content three is, I mean, the fourth div. So these are the contents. So we've given different colors for different font colors, as well as different background colors for all these, right? I think different, yeah, and different fonts also, right? So let's see how this looks in a browser. Okay, yeah, this is how it looks on a browser. Nothing is readable, I know, but yeah, okay. Let's see how we can style it. So as you can see that this particular content has a different style. This one has a different style, and yet the third one has yet a different style. So this is what you can do with divs. You can have n number of divs, and you can have custom styles for it. Let's just play around a little bit with the CSS. I had told you that what it does is overflow simply, if you give it as hidden, it will hide the if the width and height are specified here. So what it will do is it will resize it to that particular width and height. It is specified. If we remove the overflow, we can see the whole image. I'll just show you how it looks if we just remove. I hope this works. I think, yeah, okay, yeah, it worked. So yeah, this is the whole image actually. Hmm? This was the whole image. So I needed that image to be fixed in some dimension I provided in the CSS, that is 1000 pixel, that is a width, and 500 pixel as a height. So what I did was, this was the whole image, so I just needed this stuff, right? And this I just needed an image here. So I just put an overflow equal to hidden, and it will adjust itself to the size that we have provided. So yeah, that's about the thing with IDs. So I told you there is something called classes also other than div. Let's see what they are. Okay. We saw that if we are providing like instead of div we have another option, same thing, it does the same functionality. The only difference is we provide something like class, right? Show you class. I'll just show you how everything changes. And yeah, so this style is not applied right now, right? That is because it is oops okay, that is because it is given as an ID. And I'll just see if this works. It doesn't work. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so basically I'll tell you the functionality of what it does. I don't remember how we apply it. Okay, so what it does is instead of having div you can have a class also, same effect. The only difference is you, instead of providing a hash, you just provide dot, and instead of providing div you just provide class. Okay, so that is what divs and classes are. Classes are more like yeah, there are a lot of custom classes. You can have custom divs, you can have custom classes, everything, so that you can provide different styles for different sections of your code, of the not your code, of the HTML document. Okay, so are we good to go on the div? Okay, so guys, are we okay on the div side? Can I go on to the next section? What is meta charset? Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Meta charset, like I didn't tell you about that. That is just what the character set that we use. I told you there are a lot of complex tags inside head. Inside the meta, you can provide the character set. It is the UTF-8. One of the encoding. So that is what is meta charset UTF-8. Even if you don't use this, nothing will happen. And the thing is, like, if you have if you want to, you've probably heard of search engine optimization, SEO, right? Yeah. And also one thing is, like, when you have you ever noticed when we forward links on WhatsApp, a simple description and something pops up, right, automatically? How does that happen? That is actually an HTML property that you can provide inside the meta tag, meta tab, description and title and content. You can use this to provide that pop-up thing that comes on the stuff, and all that all are did with meta tags inside the head tag. Okay, am I clear? Mhm. Okay. Yeah, sure. So can I move on to the next one then? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so I'll be moving on to the next one. Let's just see what we have in store. Okay. So, okay. So what we are going to do is a small normal drop. The all the other stuff is same. Just the difference is the drop down. Inside a menu bar, we have a small drop down also up here. So that is what we want to do here. So yeah, drop down inside a menu. So let's just take a small look at what we're working at here. Yeah, okay. As you can see, like everything else is this pretty much the same, right? The UL is there, the LI is there, the A tag is there. Yeah, the A tag is there, and okay, you know why the last time it didn't work? I had to give class equal to, not ID equal to. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, so href class equal to drop down button. This is a custom class. Okay. and then div class equal to drop down content. This is also a custom class which will have a CSS. Okay, so let's just see how this CSS is there. Baki all is fine, right? Everything is the same, but the difference here is you see the dot drop down button, instead of ID they used class, so they will be specifying it in dot whatever the name there is, that is a drop btn. So yeah, we did this display in inline block. Inline block, what it does is like if you have iterating menus, you can provide display inline block property and it will work. Text align center, text decoration, and there's nothing provided. Like yeah, okay. So and yeah, one of the other things is like where I told you about the a hover, right? But in this case, we have to provide that a hover for the drop down also. That is why we're giving dot drop down hyphen a hover, so that the drop down will also have the hovering effect. Okay, so pretty much that, and yeah, as you can see, there is one other custom tag here, right? The drop down hyphen content. So it should also have some style. That is what we have added here. Display, yeah, position equal absolute. What we do is like if we don't provide a position, if we give it to default, it will inherit the properties of its parent. Of its parent, meaning who's the parent of dot developer content? The parent will be this a tag. Like this a tag is what beside this, right? So yeah, it will inherit the properties of a, so that is why we've given the display like position as absolute, and the background color white, minimum width we have provided. Yeah, box shadow is something like, yeah, you see this, right? Yeah, this is what box shadow does. This hovering effect, other than like you can provide that in the box shadow. Yeah, that is pretty much it. And okay, of course the hover effect is also given separately to the drop down content, or else it wouldn't have that effect. Yeah, and yeah, that is all from the drop down inside a menu, of a horizontal menu. Are we okay with this, guys? Are we good with this? Can I go to the next section? Mm, do you have anything to clarify? Please go ahead and ask. Guys, not getting any responses. Why am I not? Was I not clear in the last section? Can you just? Mhm. Okay. So you may continue. Okay, fine. Okay. So yeah. Okay, fine. So I'll be moving on to the next one. So we've pretty much covered the CSS, HTML, and all that stuff. So let's go on into building something like called a 3-column website, and this is a 3-column website look like, a basic 3-column website to be specific. Yeah. So pretty much we have a some a header logo, an image, and 3 columns. So how do we do this? The HTML part is pretty simple because it is just a structure, and you probably got used to everything right now. Okay, so yeah. Other than that, let's go on into this. My bad. Okay. So yeah, this is it. We will link the CSS here. We'll go into the CSS later. Yeah, we have a lot of IDs here. We have ID called page that covers the whole page, right? This div and then ends here, so it covers the whole page. And then we have an ID called header that just covers the header part of. Yeah, something I want to stress here is earlier for header, for footer, everything we used to have divs or classes. When something called mm, let's say, what is it, HTML5 into picture, we have a inbuilt tag called header and footer and stuff like that. So no longer we are like simply just using all these headers and footers nowadays, but this is how we customize the whole thing if we are learning from the basics. Okay, so we have something called header what it just covers uh, the logo part of it, and place a separate div for the logo. Div ID banner is simply that that div for that particular uh, the whole three columns are inside the banner. And div content simply to specify that this particular image I just provided, and div. Okay, so banner, this thing, and yeah, three columns. So sorry, this banner does not cover the three columns. Divide three columns covers all the three columns inside the website, and each of these columns are placed in a separate column 1, column 2, and column 3, as you can see. That's all. If we go into the CSS, we like just taking a look at this, we can understand that header has a particular style, image has a different style, and these three columns are somehow arranged to look like it consists of three columns, right? Yeah. Okay. Nowadays we have a lot of techniques to achieve this. This is one of the custom things to do that. Okay. Yeah, pretty much it. So let's see. Yeah, body, we've simply provided some some the background. I think the image is not there, so that is why it is not showing up. And we have two, yeah, h1 and h2 have provided different font family, etc. Yeah, this is what here is important. We provided the logo, right? So we are providing the line height, we are specifying the letter spacing and the font size. Yeah, font size, we can, like, there are lots of ways to specify it in pixels, in EMs, in percentage. This is one of the ways, EM. And yeah, content, as you can see, I've hidden the overflow here again. You can why, right? Because I've just specified the particular height here, and the overflow will be hidden there if I do that. And the banner, as you know, it is yeah, this here is the banner, and banner holds that image. So when I'm specifying that height and width of it, still size the image. So the next ID that I have here is three columns. I've given overflow hidden. Yeah, width equal to 1000. This simply means that all of these three columns, that should, the maximum width should be 1000 pixel. Okay, that is what the three columns div specifies. Then we have column 1, column 2, and column 3. Simply what it does is, that the first column should be on the left, right? This should be on the left, this should be on the center, this should be on the right. So yeah, I floated to the left. Yeah, one thing to note is that we've provided the three columns width is 1000 pixels, right? So the combined width of all these three should either be equal to 1000 or should be less than 1000, or else there can be a conflict. So I've provided the column 1 width is 300 pixel, column 2 width is 300 pixel, and column 3 that adds up to 900. And like as you can see, the margin from the left I've provided, I've not provided the margin from the left. I've provided the margin from the right, 50 pixel for this particular column. For the other columns, I've not provided because this whole thing takes up 950 pixels right now, right? So going any further would disrupt this look of the this three columns of the. So this is how you can style columns into your website when you're doing one. Okay, are we good here, guys? Oh, okay, okay. So we good to hear. Okay, great, great. Okay, so yeah, it'll be great that you basically understand what CSS is. You basically understand what HTML is. Let's take a small look into what you call working with templates. Okay, so what I want you to understand is that we've done some HTML stuff like HTML and CSS, right? But when we are going to design our own websites, just think about this: building a website from the scratch. That is going to be tough, right? Yep, we can do that, but it is going to be tough, and it is going to take a lot of time. What we usually do is we take up a template, work on it, change it. There are free templates, there are paid templates, there are lots of stuff like that. There are a lot of free good templates, so you can take a good template, you can work on it, and you can change it to your liking. That is how usually that is how usually we do this web development. Actually, that is how it is actually done. I'll just give you a small overview of how we can work with the template, and if possible, um, no, I'll share this template with you, and you know what, we can have a small demonstration of this blog, and we have a session tomorrow also, right? So what we'll do is I'll, simply give you the template. I'll upload to Google Drive. I'll share the link. You guys can work on it, and tomorrow maybe we can have a small presentation of all the ones that did that template beautifully, and yeah, we can have a go at it, right? So yeah, let's simply have a look at one of the portfolios I just took from the web. I'll show you how it looks. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So this more looks like a website than the other things we just did, right? This more looks like a standard thing. Yeah, it looks like a standard thing. And the thing is, like, we have not touched JavaScript, right? We need a lot of JavaScript if we are making dynamic websites. Okay, so you have the basic idea of tags, you have the basic idea of how we are going to how we can manipulate HTML, how we can change things around, stuff like that. So what I need you to understand is, when we're doing web designing, almost 80 to 90% of the time, you're not going to build a website from scratch. You're going to probably work on a template. So uh, what we'll do here is we'll make a portfolio. I guess you know what a portfolio is. Okay, portfolio is a website that codes everything about you, your personal website, maybe personal website to depict yourself. That is what the portfolio is. So let's just make a portfolio website. I'll share this link, and I think you can work on this and let me know, and we can tomorrow we can have a review of the ones that worked on this, and have the changes done. And we'll do something. We'll have a session tomorrow so that we can upload this portfolio website into GitHub and learn to host it and how to host it on GitHub. Okay, then it will be useful, right? You guys will have that is publicly accessible. This only I can view in my system, right? So if we can host it on GitHub, we'll just get familiarized with the simple things. It's nothing tough. It's very easy. Git is very easy, and instead of going for commands and all, we'll work with the GUI and publish our website. Yeah. So, talking about this particular website, as you can see, I'll just pull up the code, just the index code. As you can see, there are a lot of, yeah, I'll just show you. Okay. There are a lot of CSS here, at least 4 or 5 of them, and there is a lot of JS. Okay. A lot of JavaScript is there. I can tell you this thing is a JavaScript. I'll show you one effect. This is a JavaScript. You know that this blurring effect and all. This is JavaScript. It's everything is JavaScript. All of this is JavaScript. Okay, so this is what I'll do is I'll share this template right now actually, and yeah, I'll just open this up. Just a second. I'll just open this index page. It is not the index page. Single data show. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just open this up for you. Sorry guys. Just a second. Okay. Uh-huh. As you can see that it is a big code, right? It is a big code, and there are a lot of meta tags. There are a lot of style sheet that are connected. A lot of stuff is there, right? A lot of stuff is there. And yeah, remember I told you about something like what that heading pops up on if you on WhatsApp if you share one link and all. Yeah, this is what it is. Okay. This description is what pops up as a description if you try to share it. Okay, and keywords I told you about SEO, right? So for Google crawlers detect these keywords to map your website. So that is for this keyword is used. The author is usually used to specify the particular author of that template. So I've downloaded this from Colorlib, so that's why it's given as Colorlib. And yeah, one thing, this particular meta tag is actually quite important, but we all know that different devices have different compatibility. We'll just have a small look at this. Okay, so we did this website. So okay, right. So let's just see it in mobile view. How it will look in mobile view. Okay, yeah. Okay, as you can see, this is basically the mobile view. If you can reach into this one, yeah, right. So this is what it looks like. But content became very small. Everything is not as we had planned. The image is too large. The image is repeating. There are a lot of problems, right? That is one of the problems when we are working with dynamic websites. It is very, very hard to um, optimize it for the mobile too. So what we use is certain standards. When we are customly designing, we use standards. When we are designing for working on a template, we make sure that it is compatible. So one of those tags used to ensure that is this. That is name equal to viewport content device with this simply scales the website to the device. That is what this particular tag does. Okay, so yeah, so you can see that some script is there. If it is IE9, you can uncomment it and it will run. So you can see that there are a lot of classes. Okay, and we use tables. Yeah, the sidebar is there. A lot of things is here. And as you can see, if you want to edit a particular content of the template, example, if you want to, let's just go back. Yeah, okay. Let's just say you want to put your picture on the right here, and maybe I am someone, you put in your name and you put in your little bit about yourself here. So how do you change it? The best option is you just right click it if you're on Chrome or yeah, just right click it and click inspect, and then you'll come across this. You can see the whole thing here, right? Yeah. So you can understand that it is inside one class called entry title. You just copy this and you can just search here in your editor. You can see, yeah, you got it, right? So this is whatever is begun in anger ends in shame. Hmm. That is what this caption says, right? So that is it. Like, so if you want to change it, like, hello, welcome to my, yeah, hello. This is today. Yeah, let's just simply put in something in history. How it works, yeah. So it works, right? You just have to change the text, and yeah, it becomes like you can customize your sites like this. This is how we work with usually templates. If you are working with templates, this is how you usually do it. You just need to remove the content, remove some content, like add some content. Say if you want to change this picture, so how will you do it? Let's just go right click on the picture, inspect, and let's see what, yeah, okay. You see that dev class style background image, yeah. So this is where the image comes from. So just go into that particular class, featured hyphen image hyphen holder, and just go into ID and just search for it. Okay, you got it. So this is the URL of the image that is going to be displayed there, right? So how do you change it? Just change the URL and you can have whatever image you want up here, right? Yeah. Am I like, are you guys getting it? Guys, can you just let me know if you are fine with this? Yeah, okay. Okay. Great, great. Okay, so yeah, the left side of all these, this is the menu of it, and we have several pages here. We have the social media handles. Everything can be changed. Many of the things, if you don't want something, what you do is, let's say I don't want a particular, yeah, let's say I don't want Beyonce this stuff here, this particular social media handle, I don't want it here. So what you do is go to the class, yeah, that is social hyphen list. So you search for it and you come to your ID and search for it, and yeah, you get it, right? So if you don't want a particular thing, Behance, so we were talking about removing Behance, right? Just remove Behance and you will see that it is gone here. Behance gone here, yeah, right? So this is how you do it. And if you want to, give it your particular handles, you can just give your site, I mean, like a Facebook handle, Twitter handle, YouTube handle, or whatever handle you have. You can put it there and it will redirect to that particular page. What you have to remember when you're working with templates is, just imagine if you don't want the whole social list itself, you don't want, you just want this thing here and the menu expansion item there, and other things you don't, any of these things you don't need here. Just imagine if that is a scenario. That is a scenario. Just don't just go in there and just remove the whole div, because the website templates are structured very precisely. Maybe not every time that will happen. Maybe the whole structure of the website will be disrupted. So what I suggest when you're working with templates is, if you want to remove that thing, just remove all the content and not the divs. Keep the divs there so that the structure remains intact. Let's see how this works. Okay, yeah, it works fine. So yeah, so that is pretty much how you work with templates. Okay, then let's just say, yeah, this effect, right? It's a pretty good effect. It's actually, I think it's JavaScript. Yeah, it's JavaScript. So you can simply, go into this one, just inspect it, If you want to change it, you can see that it's the entry title class that it comes from. You go into ID, you search. Yeah, you can see that all the things that are listed are here, right? You can see this, right? Like all these things. hmm It's all about experience. That is what is it's written here, right? Yeah. So this is how you edit uh, templates. Are we good? Are we good with the template editing part? If we are good with the template editing part, I can share you this document. Hello guys, yeah. I'll just share this template with you right now. Just a second. Okay. Yeah, I'll just share this whole template with you. And yeah, guys, if you have any doubts, go ahead. I'm just gonna mute myself right there. Okay. So yeah, guys, if you have any doubts, feel free to ping me. Uh-huh. Just put it in the chat, or just unmute yourself and go on and ask the question. Guys, any questions? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just share. I told you that I showed you that navigation stuff like that, right? So I'll be sharing that also with you. So anyone here who has been doing at least a bit with me, can you just ping me or just speak up? I had promised about a giveaway, so anyone who's been doing it with me, or just at least tried out something. hmm No one? Okay. Um, that's great. Okay, I'll just share the link with you guys. Okay, I'm just sharing the one of the links in the chat. This will have everything like all the documents which I had been showing you guys up to this point. Okay, and the template, I'm actually uploading it right now. Just give me a second and upload it. Okay. Yeah, guys. So anyone who's been doing it with me? Anybody here? Okay, so let me just talk about what I had been planning to give away. So whoever gives me something that like we've been doing, I'll give him a Microsoft Premium account, which will have all access to all the premium Microsoft stuff, like 5 TB of OneDrive. What else? Yeah, access to all the premium Microsoft PowerPoint, all stuff like that. Premium access, OneDrive, 5 TB, Google Teams, Outlook, everything free. So, does anybody have? Has anybody been doing this with me? No one. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I just got a message from someone. I'm just uploading this thing. I'll just get back to you just a second. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so who's interested? Okay, I just got message from one person. Okay, only that person is interested. It seems. Okay. Yep. Okay, so I'm now sharing the link to that portfolio which I just showed you, right? Okay, so I'll be sharing that link right now, and like small task I have for you guys is try to make something. We have the session tomorrow too, right? So try to make something out of that template, in the sense that don't not changing it completely, just place some content, just put your own custom stuff, put some pics in it, and tomorrow get back to me and we'll go through it. And tomorrow, for those of you who are joining us, we'll be learning to host it on Git and stuff like that. So just so that we can, you can gain something out of this workshop. So just you can have a takeaway from this, right? So I'll just share it right now as the chat. Okay. Um, mm, okay, everyone. Yeah. I hope you guys got both the links, right? Okay, yeah. So the first link is a link to all of my exercises. Second one is to all of the, to the template I just showed you. So I think that is pretty much it. Yeah. So guys, try to work on that, that template which I gave you, place some content in it, upload it to Google Drive. Tomorrow when we have the meet, share it with me. And yeah, we can have a small giveaway for that too, if you guys are interested. And yeah, tomorrow we'll learn how to, publish it into Git and stuff like that. Yeah. So do you guys have any doubts, anything to ask me, anything to tell me, any feedbacks, anything? Go ahead, feel free. Anything, guys? Do you have anything? Okay, someone, could you explain the banner once more? Someone asked me to share the link again. Okay, I'll share the link again. Just a second. Give me a second. And I'll share the link again. Someone asked me to share the link. I think, yeah. Okay. Are we good? I shared the first. Yeah. Okay. Both the links I'm sharing. Okay. I think someone just lost their connection midway. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so guys, anyone has any doubts or anything to ask me to? Okay, you have anything to ask me or anything like if any one of you guys did it with me or something, please ping me once more. There are lots up. That's why I couldn't get back to you. Okay. Okay. So shall we close it, guys? If no one has any doubts or anything, are we good to go? Okay. So that will be all right. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So thank you, guys. Thank you for attending this. Yeah, I hope you can get something out of this. If you join us tomorrow, we'll be learning how to publish your website on Git. And yeah, please do work on that templates. Okay, work on that template and make sure you have something tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. So okay. Okay. Thanks everyone for attending.
Thank
Thank you.
thank you, sir, for taking such a good class. Okay, we will inform the timing in the group later. Okay, everyone, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks everyone.